The 2017 edition of the US Open is the fourth and final Grand Slam event on the tennis calendar. The tournament has seen its share of memorable moments, as some of the best, richest, and most controversial players of all time have graced its courts. Here are some things you might not know about this illustrious event. It was first held at a casino. The Newport Casino in Rhode Island first played host to the U.S. National Singles Championships way back in 1881, making it the second oldest major American sporting event, behind the Kentucky Derby. Richard Sears won each of the first 7 tournaments, a feat that is still tied for the most victories to this day. It's been played on 3 different surfaces. The US Open used a grass court until 1974, and then briefly switched to clay for 3 years before moving to the hard court surface it uses today. American tennis legend Jimmy Connors is the only player in tournament history to win on all 3 surfaces. It's the only Grand Slam with final set tiebreakers. Unlike the Australian Open, the French Open, and Wimbledon, the US Open uses tiebreakers in the deciding set. This has resulted in some dramatic finishes, such as at the 1981 finals when Tracy Austin defeated Martina Navratilova in the first Grand Slam finals decided by a final set tiebreaker. The trophy is designed by Tiffany & Company. The famous New York luxury jeweler has created the US Open trophy since 1987. It takes about 6 months to make the trophies, and each one is crafted entirely out of sterling silver. It was the first tennis tournament to award equal prize money for men and women. In 1973, Billie Jean King threatened to boycott the US Open over the disparity in pay between the men's and women's champions. Tournament officials then agreed on an equal purse. Thanks to King's actions, tennis is one of the few global sports that pays its men and women the same amount in major tournaments, reports Joshua Barajas for PBS. It was the first Grand Slam to use instant replay. In 2006, the US Open began using the Hawkeye technology and challenge system, allowing for quick and precise rulings on balls being in or out. About 3 out of every 10 challenge calls get overturned. It's the first Grand Slam to play night games. 1975's US Open in Forest Hills marked the first nighttime Grand Slam in tennis history. Holding matches at night did wonders for the sport's popularity, and the Australian Open followed suit with night matches. The longest match took nearly 5.5 hours. 1992's tournament saw a 5-set marathon semi-finals match between Sweden's Stefan Edberg and American Michael Chang. After 5 hours and 26 minutes, Edberg outlasted Chang, and went on to defeat Pete Sampras in the finals for his second career US Open victory. Prize money for 2017 will top $50 million. The 2017 US Open will feature the richest purse in tennis history, reaching more than $50 million. A record $3.7 million will be awarded to the men's and women's champions. Pete Sampras is the king of aces. The 5-time US Open champion used the ace better than anyone in his day. Pistol Pete recorded 144 aces during his 2002 title run, which is a tournament record. Who's second, you ask? Pete Sampras, of course. He pounded 141 aces in 1995. He also won it all that year, naturally.